Hi guys, so today I want to talk to you guys about how cliques can be the death of your cosplay career. Now, what I mean by this is you don't want to end up in a clique and you don't want to have a clique. Cliques are very bad. In general, not just with cosplay. And also, do not treat your group like a clique because your group is not a clique, especially if it's a community group. Just because you hang out with those people more than maybe you do others does not mean that they are the only living things in the world. And the reason I'm bringing all this up is because of events I've seen recently, and I feel that it's very important that we squash this concept of cliques, because different group organizations are not cliques and it's okay to work together. And I feel like in some instances there are people that are fixing that, and I'm like really glad that I'm working with some of those people. I will not say their names because it's private, but I feel we need to follow their example and be open to other organizations. I know there was an event recently in El Paso that I did not get to go to. It was at a high school, and one thing I really liked is that I saw that their judges were from 3 different branches of their own thing. One of the cosplayers, Ambrose, he's kind of always done his own thing, and I know Erin is part of SoldierCon, and I'm not really sure what Alice is doing nowadays, but I know she has some people she goes to get asked to the mall a lot, so in El Paso. But it was nice because you saw 3 different people that were from different organizations working together. And although those 3 do have a history of working together as well, it was nice to see them working together, though they're no longer in the same organization. Because what was nice about that is that the high school did something that really needs to happen more on a mass scale, not just in El Paso, but like other places too. And that is to have it to be open to everyone, to not have this idea of a clique. And then I, again, was not there, but I saw several of the cosplayers that competed, and there's pictures that I saw, and there was quite a wide variety of cosplayers too. And it's interesting that these young people could set such a good example, and I feel we should follow that. I know something else that I noticed here on my little adventures in Arizona is that the cons are actually interconnected. They're owned by different people, but they're all interconnected. The Tucson one works with the Sierra Vista one and the Phoenix one, and that was just like beautiful, beautiful. We need to follow this example. And I feel like El Paso is slowly getting there. And that high school thing was kind of proof of that, that we are a community, we are a whole, and we need to all work together. And then the idea of rivalry is not a thing. Because the thing is, if you have a common goal, and in this case it's the community, and it's also your cosplay career, then it's great to work together. So that's very important. And I would love to see more of that. And I probably won't do a video on an actual con here in Arizona until I go to one. But I've been talking to many of the coordinators, and so I'm working on getting into some of those, and I'm really excited. The only one that is right now a maybe is one that's in the small town that I'm living in, and that one is I think it's pronounced ChoChoCon. I'm not really sure, but it's in Sierra Vista, and I recently sent them my information and they sent me a reply email, so we'll see if I end up getting to go there. That would be really nice if we do. But yeah, I found out a lot about them, so I thought that was nice that they work with other colleges for this con that they do, and I'm really excited. So I really hope I also feel like maybe I can learn from it because I know that a anime club back in El Paso used to have cons at their college, and eventually they branched outside the college. But wouldn't it be nice to see more colleges support this hobby? In Sierra Vista, it's actually run by the Digital Media Club, and I never thought about that because I was always like, well, if you're trying to give the college an educational approach, then you should go with the language. But actually, no, the media is probably even better because it teaches you marketing skills. It teaches you how to have to communicate with like the celebrities and stuff when you're booking them. Well, you technically go through their agents, but there's that. And then there's the graphic designing. So it's like it does pay very heavily into the digital media. So I thought that was a good call. And I kind of hope that other communities will support this, because the thing is we're not delinquents running around in costumes, contrary to what many people believe. So I really hope that I can learn from the seem healthy environment that seems to be set here. I cannot say for sure yet because I've not actually gone, and like I said, I'm just talking to people right now and trying to just get to know what's around here. But yes, make sure you do not put yourself in a clique, and you do not call your group or club a clique, because your group or club is not a clique, because it's open to the community. Yeah, you might have certain things to qualify for that person to join you. That's fine. All clubs have their recommendations, but it's not a clique. It's not like, hey, I discriminate against you, because A, that would be against the law, and B, we're not high school or middle school. I also want to say is be careful if you do try to become a cosplayer. Be careful how you address issues you have with groups, because there's a professional way and there's an unprofessional way. And the reason I want to do this again is because I don't want to see anyone else go through what I saw someone go through. I can only give advice and voice things based on what I see as big issues on a mass scale, not on a single person. And I always deal in a mass scale because I message a lot of people on a days. Like, there was a male cosplayer talking to me. I won't say his name, but he had a similar issue where he kind of caused his own career to get stepped 7 steps back, and he's like, what should I do? And it's just like, well, you can apologize for your outlash and you can try not to do it again. Now, there's other issues that happened like this recently, but I'm not getting into this because it's too close to home. But I'll use him as an example because he is not from any of the places I'm from, and I've already asked him in message if I could. So he did ask that I didn't reveal his name, which I think is fair because I wasn't going to anyway, and I don't think we ever should, and we're trying to fix things and issues. But anyway, like I said, that's something I've been seeing a lot of. And my best advice to that is if you have an issue with an organization, take it up with the organization. Don't go telling another organization about it, and don't be telling a new organization you just joined about it, because that makes you look bad. That makes you look like you're causing drama, and you don't want that. So you can cause the death of your own career, and that's very bad. You don't want to cause the death of your own career, and you also don't want to cause it to where it's hard for you to step back in. You're also creating that stereotype of a clique, and you don't want to do that. But yeah, I think I've been seeing that in a lot of cosplayers. There's a lot of cosplayers that when things don't go their way, they want to post on their social media like, oh, this person did this and this to me. It's not the public's business. Let me put it that way. It's not the public's business. My other advice is, if you have never taken an acting class, if you're a cosplayer, you should take an acting class for someone who's trying to become a pro actor, because a lot of the things that they teach you in that is going to teach you proper etiquette in the cosplay life of, yeah, you don't have to go in for acting obviously, but it's going to teach you the proper etiquette when dealing with business, because that's something we don't exactly have a class that I know of that teaches cosplayers proper business etiquette. And I think that's really something we should do. I might bring this up to the attention to some of the people that I work with. Sorry, something fell. Probably because of the cat. But yeah, I do think that something a lot of cosplayers need to be more aware of is proper business cosplay etiquette. Like, how do you interact with other businesses? How do you present yourself? What is okay to do and what is not okay to do? Because I don't know if it's because they don't know or because they're being childish. I'm not going to judge, but I do think it needs something to be addressed and something that needs to be learned from. Same thing, like, if you have actors, I feel that when you bring them on, there should be proper etiquette. Now, I do know a lot of companies do that. A lot of small companies I've worked with, they teach you proper etiquette before they even begin to film you. They even have you sign a contract explaining what proper etiquette is. So I do feel that maybe it does need to be more addressed though, because you don't want people feeling like things are clicks, because this is a business. And if you're doing it for fun, then you still don't want to click, because that's still not right. No one wants to be excluded. And everyone is welcome to cosplay anywhere. Unless, of course, the store's like, hey, you can't cosplay. Because I know, like, the Disney store is not very fond of that. There are exceptions, though. I've gone to some Disney stores, and they're okay. But most Disney stores I've gone to, they're like, no, because they'll distract the kids, which is fine. That's fine. Disney typically hires their own entertainments or invite their own entertainers. I also know that some movie theaters are also a bit more open about that, where they'll be like, okay, well, we can have one of our workers dress up as the character. There's others that will actually invite people to dress up. And there's others that are like, no, we can't do that unless Marvel or someone sends them to us. So, you know, everyone has their own rules and ethics. And just be aware of it. And don't cause the death of your own career. The best thing you can do is be positive. And if something wrong is happening to you, take it to the proper channels. When you start to create a scenario of gossip, and the other thing is, if someone gives you a message, and this is a big one I see a lot, especially with my students, is like, if someone wrongs them, they want to post that message on the Facebook. And this happens with older people too, but not so much older people, but mostly younger people. They'll post the message of whatever that person did. And it's just like, then you get a bunch of internet bullying, or you get the person who was in the wrong, just like, oh, okay, that's just ugly. Let's not do that. And the reason I'm bringing that up too is because I've been saying it a lot. And what you talk about with someone else is no one else's business. Now, if it becomes a legal matter, that's a different story, because sometimes they will go into your phone history and they will reveal. But be careful. Just be careful, because yes, it's important to speak the truth, but there's a right way and there's a wrong way. And then there's the times where the person is playing the victim and they're not. So be very careful about what you read in line, because sometimes if someone's saying someone's doing something, they're not really doing it, and they're just making it seem as something. So if you do not know the people yourself, the company yourself, don't judge off of one person's word. Do your research. Always do your research. And just be aware of that. And again, the reason I'm making this video is because I don't want to see any of my actors that I know, or cosplayers, or the people I don't know that just watch my channel, fail because of themselves, because they decided they want to be a drama queen or king. Let's leave the drama at the door, okay? So that's it for me. I love you guys. Feel free to like, subscribe. Your donations are always appreciated. And I will actually be looking today, see if anyone donated, so I can do my donation shout outs that I do randomly on the Instagram and sometimes in the videos. So thank you guys. I love you guys. And TTYL. Take care. And if you feel there's any other issues you want to get my opinion on or address, please let me know. As always, I cannot reveal any names of any companies or businesses, because that is an opinion and that would be very unprofessional. Love you guys, and I will be at SoldierCon February 16th, so feel free to go. What else? If there's any other updates of any cons I'm going to be at, I will let you guys know. Love you guys. Bye. Sorry, I'm starting to drag.